Warning! This video is intended for educational and MS documentary purposes. The host, Jenny, of the podcast show, The Demon Within, is not a doctor or any type of professional medical advisor.
I am a warrior.
Before we begin, please be advised that this episode on The Demon Within, Surviving MS, contains mature themes, including candid discussions about physical intimacy and sexual health. This content is intended for adult audiences only and is not suitable for children or family listening. Listener discretion is strongly advised. When we said in sickness and in health, we pictured the flu or maybe even growing old together in rocking chairs. We didn't picture a physical wall that multiple sclerosis builds in a marriage. We didn't talk about the nights when the desire is there, but the body is a locked door. The nights when a simple touch, something that used to be a comfort, feels like a lightning strike of nerve pain. Today, we're going where most people are too afraid to look, and a discussion that many feel uncomfortable to talk about. We're talking about the demon in the bedroom, the heartbreak of not tonight, and the heavy reality of how chronic illness changes the way that we love. I'm Jenny, and this is The Demon Within, Surviving MS. I want to share something close to my heart. Next month, my family and I are joining the Walk MS, a community where no one has to face this journey alone. Whether you donate to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society or simply share the link found in our show notes, you're helping us break the isolation and fund life-changing research. Check the app description for all the details on how to join our warrior circle. Now, let's get into today's show.
Don't touch that dial. You won't believe the tip we're sharing in the next segment. It's a total game changer for your daily routine. But before we hit a home run with that, let's take a quick time out for a word from the amazing sponsors making this show possible. Stick around. You don't want to miss this.
Surviving Life is a deeply honest and uplifting memoir by Ricky Harvey, a British author who has lived with primary progressive MS for over 2 decades. From a turbulent childhood marked by family conflict to the challenges of serious illness, Ricky shares a life shaped by resilience, love, travel, and unmistakable British humor. This is not a medical book, but a lived experience story, one that balances tears with laughter and hardship with hope. Along the way, Ricky reflects on marriage, family, disability, and the importance of finding light even in the darkest moments. As praised by Paul Lima, the book is told with humor, honesty, and a huge heart. Surviving Life is a reminder that love, family, and humor can carry us through anything.
Surviving Life can be purchased on Amazon. The author of this book, Ricky Harvey, donates 20% of royalties to his local MS therapy center.
If you're listening to this and feel like you're the only one struggling to feel sexy or even functional in your relationship, I want you to take a deep breath I know what's going through your head. You're looking at your partner across the dinner table, or maybe just lying there next to them in the middle of the night, and you feel like a ghost of the person they married. For the men listening, maybe you feel like your strength has been stripped away, or you're frustrated because your body isn't taking orders from your brain anymore. For the women, maybe you feel more like a patient than a wife, or you're tired of saying no for the 10th time in a row. We spend so much time fighting MS in our legs, in our hands, in our heads, that we forget to fight the battle in our hearts. It's lonely, and it's so embarrassing to talk about. It makes you feel like you're failing at the most basic connection there is. But I want you to hear me. You aren't broken. You aren't a burden. You're navigating a body that's changed the rules to the game without even asking. The numbers back this up. Research shows that 1/2 and 3/4 of women with MS will experience sexual problems at some point. And for the men, the numbers are just as staggering. In one study, while 16 of people without MS reported difficulties, that number jumped to 42% for those of us living with the MS demon. I can give you the numbers and medical terms all day, but I want to talk to you heart to heart for a second. I want to tell you what it's like in my house. For me, MS didn't just take away the ability to walk without a walker, a cane, or a wheelchair. It tried to take my womanhood. I look in the mirror sometimes, and I don't recognize the woman looking back at me. I remember the girl at the gym, the one who was fit, the one who was in shape, and felt powerful in her own skin. Now, when I look at myself, all I see are the symptoms. I don't feel sexy anymore. And the hardest part, it isn't anything that my husband is doing or isn't doing, so to speak. He hasn't said a word to make me feel less than. It's just how I feel about myself. There is this heavy, suffocating shame that comes with MS and intimacy. There are nights where we want to be close, but the pain is so sharp, so deep in my nerves, that the very idea of being touched makes me want to pull away. And in that moment, when I have to say I can't, the guilt is almost worse than the physical pain. I feel like I'm letting my husband down. I feel like I'm breaking a promise that I made 28 years ago. It's a grief that's really hard to put into words. The grief of losing that spontaneous, easy connection that we used to have. MS has changed our intimacy drastically. It turned something that used to be a language of love into a source of anxiety and physical hurt. If you're lying there feeling like a broken partner, if you're looking at your spouse and feeling you failed them because your body won't cooperate, I see you. I'm right there with you. We are mourning the people we used to be, and that is a heavy weight to carry alone. But we have to talk about the other side of the bed too. Because while I'm lying there, feeling the shame of my body failing, my husband is navigating a heartbreak of his own. For the partners listening, I know it's not about the physical act that you're missing. It's the intimacy of being wanted. When I pull away from the pain, or when I say I can't because the fatigue is a lead weight on my chest, I know it can feel like rejection to him. Even though he knows it's the MS, the human heart doesn't always listen to logic. My husband is in a nearly impossible position right now. He wants to be close to me, but he's terrified of hurting me. He sees the pain on my face when he touches my arm, or the way I hold my breath when the nerve pain spikes. And he retreats. Not because he doesn't want me, but because he loves me too much to cause me any more physical or emotional pain. So we end up in this intimacy standoff. I'm feeling too broken to be sexy, and he's feeling too protective to be romantic. MS has turned our bedroom where we both have to walk on eggshells. I had to learn that his silence isn't his lack of desire. It's often a sign of respect for my limits. And my no isn't a lack of love. It's just a symptom of the MS demon. If you're a partner listening, please know that we see your patience. We see the way you've stepped up to be a caregiver while trying to remain a lover. That's a tightrope walk that nobody gives you a manual for. So, how did we get here? How did we go from being that spontaneous couple to now being a couple walking on eggshells? To fix the intimacy standoff, we have to look this demon right in the eyes. It isn't just one thing, it's a layered, calculated attack on the connection you feel with your partner. Let's talk about these layers. Layer 1, the direct hit. I'm going to discuss the primary effects with this layer. Now, this is purely the physical part. For this layer, the physicalness of it all, the wires, they get crossed. Why? Because MS is a thief. It creeps into your nervous system and steals the very signals that allows your body to feel pleasure. For us women, it means that even when our hearts are screaming to be close, our bodies don't get the memo. Here's the medical reality. According to the National MS Society, sexual response begins in the central nervous system. Your brain sends messages through your spinal cord to your sex organs. Because MS causes demyelination, literally stripping away the protective coating on your nerves, these messages get slowed down, rerouted, or blocked entirely. When the nerve endings in the clitoris or vagina can't communicate with the brain, the physical spark just doesn't happen. It's not a lack of love, it's a neurological bypass. I need to pause here and speak directly to the men, to the husbands, the boyfriends, and the partners who are lying awake at night and wondering if they've lost their touch or if they aren't enough anymore to spark that flame in us. I want you to hear me clearly. It isn't you. It's not the lack of your skills. It's not a failure in your effort. It has nothing to do with how much you try or how much you love us. You could be the most attentive, gifted, and selfless lover on the planet, and the MS demon would still try to stand in your way. Let me tell you about my husband. He's amazing in every way. In the 28 years that I've been with that man, he has not missed a beat. He's incredible at everything he does, especially when it comes to his skills and presence in the bedroom. He knows exactly how to make me feel loved, and he has never, not once, stopped being the man that I desire. But when the MS flares, or when my nerves are screaming, it doesn't matter how perfect his touch is. My body simply can't process the pleasure the way that it used to. It's like trying to play a beautiful song on the radio with a broken speaker. The music is perfect, but the equipment just can't process the sound. So, if you're a man listening and you're feeling like you failed because your partner has pulled away, please stop the internal monologue right now. You haven't lost your magic. You're just fighting a biological battle that you didn't sign up for. Your partner still wants you. She just needs her body to stop being a barrier between the both of you. Don't let the MS tell you that you're not a great lover. The MS is a liar. You hear me? MS is a liar. And to the women listening to this who are sitting on the other side of this, to the wives and partners of men living with MS, I know the silence on his side of the bed can feel like a mountain between the both of you. I know when he pulls away, or when the physical connection we all crave just stops, your mind goes to a dark place. You start wondering if you've lost your spark. You look in the mirror and you ask if you're just not beautiful enough, or if he's just lost interest in you. I need you to hear me, sister. It's not you. You hear? It's not you. When he struggles with erectile dysfunction or the inability to perform, he isn't rejecting you. He is mourning. He is fighting a war inside his own nervous system where the signals aren't reaching their destination. It's not that he doesn't want you. It's just that his hardware is literally malfunctioning. For a man, so much of his identity is often tied to his ability to please you, to be strong for you. When MS takes that away, the shame he feels is a weight you can't see. He might pull away, not because he's lost interest, but because he's embarrassed. He's protecting himself from the feeling of failure. Your beauty hasn't faded. Your worth hasn't changed. He still sees the woman he fell in love with. He's just trapped inside a body that won't let him show you the way he used to. Please don't let the MS make you feel unwanted. You are the light he's trying to reach through the fog. Hold on to that. Let's get into layer 2, the sidekicks. Now that we've covered the first layered, calculated attack on our connection with our partners, let's discuss the symptoms that make the simple act of being close feel like you're running a marathon. with lead in your shoes. The pain. I mentioned that lightning strike nerve pain before. Or the dysesthesia can turn a loving stroke into a wince. The fatigue. It's a soul-crushing exhaustion. Clinical studies show that over 80% of MS patients suffer from fatigue that can hit at any moment, making intimacy feel physically dangerous to your energy levels. The anxiety. When you're worried about neurogenic bladder dysfunction, the fear of an accident, your brain is too busy scanning for danger to focus on love. Layer 3, the mind game. This is where the shame lives. It's that shift in identity. When you stop feeling like a wife, husband, or partner and start feeling like a patient. This is what psychologists call chronic illness identity. It's the grief of losing the gym girl or the strong protector. When we stop being partners and start being a set of symptoms, the romance can suffocate. That shift is the hardest part of the demon to exercise because it's a grief we carry every single day. The fine print. Now, beyond the big symptoms, there's the fine print. The parts of MS that we don't always put on the list, but feel every single day.
We're stepping away from the demon within for a word from our sponsors. Don't go far, though. We're trading the battle for a blueprint. Stick around for a special book reveal that proves every story is worth telling. We'll be right back.
They walked away to protect their secrets. Fate brought them back to reveal the truth. When Emil disappeared from Rachel's life, he took her unspoken what-ifs with him. He was drowning in unrelenting pain.
She was quietly navigating a new life with multiple sclerosis.
Neither felt whole enough to stay. Now, a chance encounter at a Toronto credit union
brings them face to face.
He's no longer the rising star she knew.
And she's the one in charge.
Amidst the routine of the workday, old tensions reignite, forcing them to confront the lovesick reality of their lives. From prolific author Paul Lima comes a story of love interrupted and the bravery it takes to be vulnerable when your body feels like the enemy, lovesick. Paul Lima has lived with secondary progression MS for 25 years. Paul is a veteran writer and the author of more than 45 books across non-fiction and fiction. A former business writing trainer and freelance specialist, Paul now focuses on crafting deeply resonant novels that explore life's unspoken moments. His latest work, Lovesick, is a testament to his ability to blend realistic life challenges with the complexities of modern romance.
Paul Lima's books can be found on Amazon and as EPUBs on Kobo.com.
First, there is a sensory overload. We talk about the numbness, but sometimes it's the opposite. It's called hyperesthesia, where your skin becomes so sensitive that a light touch, even the brush of a bedsheet or your partner's hand, feels like too much. It's not that you don't want them. It's that your nervous system is screaming, "Overload!" before your heart can even say, "I want this." Then, there's the physical toll of the workouts. Between muscle weakness and ataxia, just holding a position or supporting your own weight can feel like a marathon. It turns an intimate connection into a workout that you feel like you're failing at. This is where pillows and wedges aren't just suggestions. They are medical tools to help you stay in that moment. We also have to talk about the signal jammer. The brain fog. To feel pleasure, your brain has to tune out the world. But with MS, your brain's processing the sound of the fan, the light in the hall, or the anxiety of thinking about your next MRI. You don't have the bandwidth left for arousal. It's not a lack of desire, it's just a distracted CPU. And finally, the hidden culprits. Our medications. The very thing we take to survive. The SSRIs for our mood, the baclofen for our spasms, they're often the thing that's stealing our sex drive. If you feel overstimulated, exhausted, or just plain distracted, please hear me. It's the chemical side effects, not a personal choice. You aren't losing interest in your partner. You're just navigating a very crowded, noisy body. Now, I don't want to make this a clinical podcast lecture. So, I'm going to share some intimacy life hacks for all the MS warriors. However, before we talk about the how, I want to give you something that MS often steals. Permission. I want you to hear me clearly. It's okay if today is a no. It's okay if the pain is too loud or the fatigue is too heavy. Or the MS demon is just taking up too much room in your body for you to even think about physical intimacy. There is no failure in protecting your peace. There is no shame in saying, my heart wants you, but my body needs to rest. But on the days where you're up for it, on the days that you want to reach across that gap and reclaim what's yours, we have to stop trying to use an old map for this new territory. If we're going to beat this demon in the bedroom, we have to be strategists. Here are the adaptations for the MS warriors. The way we outsmart this disease to keep our joy alive. Number 1, let gravity be your ally. Side lying. When fatigue or that shaky muscle weakness called ataxia makes supporting your own weight feel like a chore, don't fight it. Try lying on your side, facing each other or spooning. This removes the physical workout and allows for deep skin-on-skin contact. It lets you focus on the feeling instead of the effort. Number 2, the power of the wedge. I'm not just talking about tossing a pillow around. I'm talking about being intentional. Using firm foam wedges, or even just a rolled up blanket under your hips or knees, can take the pressure off a sensitive lower back and help manage those leg spasms. It's about propping your body so your muscles don't have to pull a double shift just to hold a position. Number 3, temperature control. We all know that MS and heat are enemies. If your symptoms spike when your heart rate goes up, keep the room crisp. Use a fan or keep a cool cloth on the nightstand. High body heat can trigger that sensory overload that we talked about. So keeping the environment cool helps your nerves to stay quiet so your heart can stay loud. Number 4, the spoon method for energy. If you're having a high fatigue day but still crave that connection, remember, intimacy doesn't always have to be high impact. Using assistive devices like vibrators or focusing on manual pleasure isn't cheating. It's a bypass. It's a way to reach the physical pleasure that you crave and you deserve without draining your battery for the next 3 days. Number 5, this is an important one, especially for you ladies out there, using lubrication as a medical comfort. Because of that direct hit to the nerves, our bodies don't often get the memo to provide natural lubrication. And that leads to pain. Don't wait until it hurts. Using high-quality, water-based or silicone-based lubricants from the very start turns a potential wince into a moment of comfort. Number 6, this is one of my favorite ones, the morning connection. We're raised to think romance belongs in the night. But for an MS warrior, 10 p.m. is when the demon is usually the loudest. Try moving your intimacy into the morning after a good night's rest. Give your body that benefit of a full tank of gas. Using these tools doesn't make you less than. It makes you a fighter. It's you looking at the MS and saying, you can have my nerves, but you cannot have my joy. You're reclaiming your territory one adaptation at a time. Here's the truth that I need all of you MS warriors to hold on to. MS changes the rules, but it doesn't have to end the game. You don't have to give up on intimacy. First, we have to advocate. Please talk to your GP, your gynecologist, your nurse, or MS doctor. I will say that medical research confirms that there are targeted treatments to help you in intimacy. For women, this includes prescription strength lubricants or estrogen creams. For men, it's oral medications or injections for erectile dysfunction. There is no shame in seeking a medical solution for a medical problem. Remember that. No shame. Second, we redefine. We have to blow up the old definition of sex and build something new. If the fatigue is too high or the pain is just too sharp, don't just turn your back. Reestablish intimacy through the power of touch. Holding hands, a long hug, or just skin-to-skin contact. It's about being held. It's about knowing you're still wanted, even on the days you feel broken.
Hold that thought, everyone. We're briefly evicting the demon within for a quick word from the folks who keep our lights on and our infusion chairs comfortable. Stay tuned. We'll be back to wrestling the beast in just a moment. The demon within will return after these messages, provided we can remember where we left the microphone.
Samantha Stacy started the Cute Cane Shop after being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. As a young cane user, she couldn't find anything that matched her style and personality. Samantha loves creating custom designs for the young and young at heart. Her amazing canes were featured in Coat magazine. Visit her shop on Etsy at cutecaneshopetsy.com.
Hey, I'm Samuel, your Cute Cane Shop, and this is just a reminder that your cane or mobility aid does not ruin your outfit.
We've spent a lot of time today talking about what the MS takes away. But before I go, I want to talk about what the MS cannot touch. It can't touch the years of history you've built with your significant other. It can't touch the memories you've made with each other. It can't take away the way that the two of you look at each other when no one else is around. And it absolutely cannot take away your right to be loved, to be touched, and to feel like the powerful woman or man you are under all those symptoms. The demon wants you to believe that your body is a cage. I'm here to tell you, it's just a house with some faulty wiring. And you still hold the keys. For those of you fighting this MS demon, I want you to try something today with your partners. Tonight, I want you to do something that might feel harder than any physical therapy session you've ever been in. I want you to sit with your partner. I want you to take their hand in yours, feel their skin, the warmth, the reality of them. Look them directly in the eyes, past the fatigue, past the mobility aids, and past the fear. Tell them, the MS demon might be doing things to my body, but it has not touched my heart or the way I feel for you. It can change how I move. It can change how I'm physically feeling, but it will never change my love for you. Break the silence tonight, because as long as you're looking into each other's eyes and speaking the truth, the demon has already lost. As I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, my family and I are participating in the MS Walk in April. So far, we were able to raise $210 for this event. We're almost at our goal. I want to celebrate the incredible people helping fund the life-saving research that may one day just erase multiple sclerosis altogether. To our latest donors, Debbie. Debbie is our top donor. Your overwhelming generosity is truly a bright light in this community. Anita Diaz and Anita Darson, thank you so much for your powerful contributions and your heart for a world without MS. Lola and Lisa, your constant love and support is the very reason why I show up to this mic every week. I am so grateful for the both of you. Love you, Mom. To my best friend, Rave Abel, thank you so much for being a light in this community and for being my best friend and for your donation. Love you, girl. To Ron, thank you so much for your vital support and for reminding me that I'm not fighting this battle alone. You are the warrior circle. Thank you for walking and rolling right alongside us. I'm Jenny. You are beautiful. You are worthy. And you're a warrior just as much in the bedroom as you are in this world. I'll see you in the next episode of The Demon Within.
Is blessed. No matter what obstacle she faces, she finds a way to make it through. She's a survivor and a champion, and there's nothing that can be said or done that can ever take that away from her.
This woman is blessed, believe it, she's a champion. Living without stress, believe it, she's a champion. This woman is blessed, believe it, she's a champion. Living